You know who needs 100 amazing job search tips and advice? You do, and they're a gift to you from me. You'll get these free resources when you register for Break the Six-Figure Salary Barrier, Master Your Executive Job Search, a free training webinar for you. Visit 5strengths.com/webinar to register now. That's 5strengths.com/webinar. It's for smart executives like you who are ready to take the next giant step in their careers. Now on to the show. Hello and welcome to the Job Search Podcast. I'm Amy L. Adler of 5 Strengths Career Transition Experts. Now, I want to level with you. I want to tell you that I know what it's like to hit the send button and wish I had not. I spend a lot of time checking every single aspect of every email that I send, and sometimes, rarely, I make mistakes too. This is why I have created a mental checklist for every email that I send. I look at a couple of different elements of the email before I hit that send button, so I'm feeling pretty confident that I haven't said something silly. So today I want to give you a checklist that you can use to proofread your resume so you don't make mistakes that you will instantaneously regret. If we all look deep inside ourselves, I think we will all agree that we don't spell well, or we make grammatical errors, or we post something silly to social media, or we wish we could retract that email. It happens to you, it happens to me, it happens to everyone I know. However, in our busy lives, often we just want to get that message out there. If you're a job seeker and you need to get that message out more than ever, just do not hit send before you check and recheck your resume and cover letter or cover letter email, or you might suffer that red-faced embarrassment of regret and self-recrimination. Here is a checklist that you can use to make sure that every element of your resume and your cover letter is pixel perfect. So first thing is check your resume header for inaccuracies. That's going to be your first name, your last name, your phone number, your snail mail address if you're including it, your LinkedIn address, your headline, in that does it match your specific job target, and your branding, does it reflect the needs of your audience? Make sure that header, that top third of the first page of your resume, is exactly what you need to demonstrate to your future hiring manager. Then, check your resume overall for various formatting issues like indents and alignments, consistent font sizes and typefaces, widows and orphans, those pesky extra words on lines that don't belong there. The document format, is it a .doc, .docx, RTF, PDF? What is the proper format for your particular application? Of course, misspellings. Word does a very good job of alerting us to what it thinks are misspellings, and make sure that you have the proper settings aligned to check spelling and grammar. But recognize that it's not 100% accurate, and you might find that company names and personal names are flagged as misspellings even when they are not, or that homonyms, words that sound the same but are spelled differently, also are not flagged. So those kinds of things have to fall under your eagle eye. Get somebody to proofread your document if you're not sure. And this is a big one for me. Make sure that you don't have extra spaces where they do not belong. In my world, that means only one space after a period. And it also might mean check the line spacing to make sure that everything is consistent. Now, check your cover letter email for some additional information, such as the correct spelling of the addressee's name. Call the company to confirm the spelling of the name if you're not sure. Make sure that you have the correct email of the addressee. In the worst case scenario, that will get sent to someone you didn't intend, but probably it'll just get bounced back to you and you've got to fix it all over again. Ensure that you have the proper company name if you're using it in the body of your email. I've heard more than once of situations in which job seekers have neglected to change the company name. They're using a templated version of their cover letter, and that is a huge source of embarrassment. So make sure that you have attended to all the details, including company name, the addressee again, the job title to which you're applying, the date on the letter, and that also you have the right documents attached. If you recommend to your reader in the body of your email to look at the attached resume, make sure the attached resume is there. Once you have checked every element of your resume and cover letter, check them again. Make sure that you find any hidden errors, even ones that you might have skipped as you have read your resume and cover letter multiple times. So read the document backwards. Start with the last sentence, read it aloud, check it for errors, then move on to the prior sentence and do the same thing all the way over and over again until you get to the beginning. That way you are not reading and glossing over stuff, but you are reading for individual words and individual errors that might come up that you see need to be fixed. I'm going to close by saying if there is any doubt about what you have in your letter or your resume, with respect to its appropriateness or veracity, make sure everything is truthful. If you have any doubts, do not send that document. You will regret it, particularly if what you intend to be funny becomes insulting or inappropriate to your audience. So think about what you are saying before you hit that send button. With that, I will sign off and say thanks so much for listening to the Job Search Podcast. I'm Amy L. Adler, and you can always find me at 801-810-5627, and I hope that you will subscribe to this podcast and hear all the other tips that I have to offer about job search, resume writing, interviewing, LinkedIn profile development, and more. Thanks.